traders, this is Krishna Joshi here with 7 Points Capital. I'm gonna bring you today's trader takeaways. Uh, Pretty exciting day, a lot of movement in the SPYs and the Qs. SPYs gapped up like close to a percentage. On positive news, of course, trade talks, and then hopefully in the next few days we should have something on the government shutdown as well. So we gapped up pretty nice. And then we saw the selling right off the morning. Some discrepancy in the charts here. I had like some issues in the morning on TC 2000. But we saw a nice sell-off right off the open. All the way from 257 to 254. And guess what? For the rest of the day, we just gradually grinded back up to 257. So more or less, we just recovered everything we gave back in the morning. Same with Qs. Look at that, we went to almost 157 and back to the 160 level from the morning. So on the SPYs and Qs, I feel like definitely some resistance at that 257. I was looking at lower levels with 251.50, so right around here. So I was looking at 251.50 as a nice target if we continue the selling off. 254 is of course one area, and then 260 on the upside is something that we're watching as resistance above the 57. So let's see how the markets pan out. But zooming out on the 30-minute, want to show you how much we've sold off. Haven't really pulled back a whole lot. Jumping into individual names, pretty much most of the day was either market making or low floats. Didn't really touch a lot of high beta or large cap names. So I'm gonna jump into tops. That's how I started off the day. We saw a nice gap up in tops in the morning, and so we'd been trading in the 130 area way before 9 o'clock, and right off the open we saw like a rejection at 125. So got a nice little short close to the 121, 120 and 19, and covered into the fade. I think I did get in right around here, so we had some trouble breaking the 18, but once we broke through the 18, got a nice cover into the 11s and 12s, and that was a nice little quick trade to start off the morning. I was watching DCIX, ended up being a scratch trade for me. So I shorted 90 and pretty much covered in the 89.90. So sort of ran out of patience on this one. I'd seen tops had already gone down to 110, 111. Didn't get the move that I was expecting in tops. So just ended up leaving it alone. Best symbol on the day was AXSM. So it was day 2 on this name. We saw like a nice sell-off in the morning. Broke through the 6, comes right back up, and we rallied all the way up to 9. And today we got a similar action as well. So today the level in focus was $8. So we opened around the 850, which was the pre-market high. We actually opened around close to 820, goes down to 8, comes back up, touches 850, then we get another attempt to break the 8 level. But as you can see now, we start making new base on higher lows, close to 8, touches 8, comes right back up. So I ended up having a nice short in the morning right off of the 890 and the 9 area. So I ended up shorting the 88s. Got a nice wash in the 850. So seeing the rejection at $8, I wasn't sure if 850 was going to hold or not, and if 850, whether this was going to make a new base and rally all the way up to 950, 10. So what I did end up doing was covered pretty much most of it 850s, 852s, reshorted back, and then got a nice wash again. It was feeling definitely heavy. Big orders was already getting stacked up. So, but the other interesting thing was whenever the stock wanted to go up, we saw like the bids would cut down the spread. So let's say the spread is 855, 860. So you'd have these bids propping up 856, 857 would start showing up. Eventually take out the 860 and just push up into the next significant level. But as soon as we got close to the 9, we got a nice rejection. And right into this failed attempt to break the 9 level, we saw like a nice chance to get short. The risk reward was presenting itself. where you ended up getting short, where I ended up getting short 92s, 95s, risking a little bit above 9. And I would have pretty much covered as soon as if I'd seen the 9 level go, because this was like a second attempt. If it had taken out on the third one, I'd definitely be out and probably been flat on it. This ended up working really nice. Didn't give me a chance. If I look back, it didn't give me a chance to go back and add on that particular trade. But more or less on this stock, I haven't been thinking about or worrying about adding once I'm in the trade. Rather, it's been more about one entry and then layering out the orders to exit out, instead of putting out or instead of trading around the core. Because firstly, I'm not sure what is the magnitude. If the stock wants to sell off, how much further does it want to go down, or if it wants to squeeze, how much further can we expect the squeeze coming in. So we got a nice couple of rejections in the 850 area, got a nice little wash into this once we got a nice rejection into 850. So ended up getting a nice wash into the 825, 820 area, had a nice cover, reshorted it again in the 827, and as soon as I saw the 35s go, this was again, instead of risking all the way up to 55, I was looking at it one trade at a time, still below VWAP, trying to wick into VWAP. So as soon as I saw the 30s reject, added back 26, 24s, and the moment it rejected 815 and rallied back up, I quickly covered, got out of my shorts, ended up buying 37s. And on the long side, I was rather more confident because I've seen how this stock squeezes. And once we took out the 840, we got a nice easy wash, nice push into 60, 62, and that's where I ended up taking most of it. So right from this level, we got a nice uptrending, we got a nice trend line, the stock's trending up. So every time it was pulling back into that 830, presented itself on the long side. So I ended up trading on the long side, even in the 835 area, bought back everything I sold on the way up. And this again, I ended up covering everything in the 860 area. The one easier trade that I did miss was the final push into the $9 mark. This was something I should have definitely been in it, because I'd been long on the rather difficult trade, where the probability of this one working out wasn't that sure. So probably like a 40% chance of these sort of long setups working for me around noon. So if I had two of these long setups working well for me, this was rather the easy trade, buy again around the final exit and then get a nice push into the 9 level. But this was it. Once it touched the 9, once we saw the orders coming in, orders stacked up, this is where I started shorting again. This is where we had the 910 and the 920s having massive offers laid out. So I ended up shorting close to 895, got a nice wash, but did not take anything. So as soon as it came back to 86, 87, I'm watching it really closely and I'm loading up on the short side. Because the offer stepped down, the big orders stacked down. They were stacked close to 9 level now. So I knew that if I was risking everything close to 9, getting 885 on the short side was a good price, and got a nice little add into the 885, 887, and covered everything into 851s. And again, the similar action, 861s holding. If you look at the level 2 time and sales closely, go back and rewind the tape, you'd see like something at 860, a lot of offers, reserved selling going on. And once I saw that, quickly hit 859 and got a nice final wash as well. And then pretty much just left it alone for the rest of the day. And so one thing that's been keeping me out of trouble in this one is if I see a clear reversal and a nice little push on a lot of volume, on a lot of green bars, I'm usually trying to stay away on the short side. So let's say I get a nice wash, nice cover. If it doesn't pull back all the way up, I'm probably looking to take a short attempt, which is something that I did, which I tried right around here, right? So if it goes down, comes here, the stock wants to hold, go sideways, I'm probably going to take a short attempt. But if it pulls back everything, I'm definitely getting out of my short position, because I don't know how much this can squeeze higher. So those are my key takeaways from AXSM. Traded quite a few symbols, but pretty much market making. Small trades in Facebook, Netflix, TVIX, but that was it from me today, guys. Most of the volume was concentrated on AXSM, and that's it from me, guys. Thanks again for watching, and this is Krishna Joshi with 7 Points Capital.